Good morning, my people, my people, my people. My name is Chief Strongblood. I am St. Vincent and the Grenadines' favorite and most hated son. I am the diaspora machismo. My people, it was another beautiful day for a protest and I enjoyed every moment of my protest. Let me first remind you, I don't want the white man's money. Sorry, my sign says, I don't want the white man's money, the white man's woman, the white man's friendship, and or the white man's fame. And the reverse of my sign says, white man, why have you enslaved the African American? My people, all in all, it was another beautiful day for a protest and I enjoyed every moment of my protest. As you know, when I am finished protesting, it is always my pleasure and delight to bring you something from the Most High God. My people, I want to bring to you some instances that will show you how devious and how wicked the Caucasians really are. And I want you to pay close attention to what I'm going to say. I'm going to give you a few stories. And I'm going to tie these stories into something that happened yesterday at the park. Okay, when I was a very young man, I was employed at the Public Works Department in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And during this period of time, the workers of the Public Works Department went in pursuit of union representation. And they appointed me, who was one of the newest employees, as their shop steward. So we went to a shop steward's training program. And in this training program, a young doctor, Ralph Gonsalves, came to give a lecture. And he lectured in the morning, and based on what he spoke about, I asked him some questions, looking for clarification. He couldn't answer the questions that I asked. So he went and he told the president of the union, Alice Mandeville, that if he is going to come back in the evening to lecture, he don't want me asking any question. So Miss Mandeville came to me and spoke to me about what Ralph Gonsalves said. I said, Miss Mandeville, you brought me here to teach me how to represent the workers I will be representing on the workplace. I am the union's eyes and ears on the job site. I want clarity because I take my responsibility serious. And if Ralph Gonsalves is coming to lecture, and I have questions that I want answer for, I am going to ask him. I'm not going to refrain from asking him because I want to do the best job I possibly can. Because I did not agree not to ask Ralph Gonsalves any questions, he refused to keep his evening appointment and the evening was left blank. Fast forward many years. Now, I've changed profession and I have enlisted in the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. When I was on day off, I normally go to the Middle Street area and I hang out with the vendors there. And one afternoon, I was in Middle Street and this beautiful young lady passed through the Middle Street area and she gave me one of the most beautiful smiles I've ever seen. And Mikey and the others recognized it and she said, Alan, I think it's you she's smiling with. So I stopped the young lady, the most beautiful lady I've ever seen in my whole entire life. And she came over and we started speaking. Well, I excused myself from the other guys. And we started speaking. I assessed her as being about 18 years or so old. That means I was about 7 years older than she is. I said, this is perfect. Because my mother was 10 years younger than my father. So I had to start doing the maths. We exchanged numbers and so forth. We get names, we do all of the things that you do when you just meet someone for the first time that you have an interest in. Something told me to ask her how old she is. I was surprised when this young lady told me that she was 14 years old. Man, I was extremely disappointed. So I said to the young lady, I said, listen to me. If I even take my little finger and touch you like this in public, I am going to prison for a very long time. So I said to her, come back and see me when you are 18. It hurt my heart to tell her that. But me being an adult, have to be the adult in the situation that I found myself in. So I would always go back to Middle Street and hope that I will see my little friend, my little pretty, beautiful friend, pass by so I can have a chat with her. Never seen her. However, many years later, while I was hanging out in Middle Street with Mikey and the other guys, the vendors. So while I was in Middle Street hanging with Mikey and the others, a beautiful young lady came to me and she said, in Vincentian dialect, she said, you don't remember me? I said, she looked familiar, so I said, yes, I remembered you. And she said, I'm 18 now. And I said, immediately it clicked that this was the young lady who some 4 years ago I turned away because she was too young. And now she came back. So what happened? We started dating and we started a sexual relationship. Long story short. So while we were having this relationship, one time we started a conversation. And I was trying to get to know a little better. So I started to ask about her sexual history. And to my surprise, she told me that when she was 13, that was a year before I met her, Ralph Gonsalves raped her in his office. She told her mother and her father, who were married at the time, and the father insisted that they report the matter, and the mother insisted that they don't report the matter. And this caused their family to break up. Fast forward several years, I went to Chateaubelair to work. And when I was on country patrol, it's either country patrol or liquor license check, I met this lady who I got to know very well. And while I was at her home, her young daughter, 13 years or so old, came home. And she sat in the living room where I was with her mother. And then her mother abruptly said, I am going to open the shop. And she went and she opened a shop and so forth and so forth. However, cut a long story short, the little girl decided that she liked me. And her mother apparently did not see anything was wrong with this little girl's affection for me, even at 13 years old. And her mother will drive her from her home, come to the police station, and bring her there to see me. And when she come, I will not turn her back. I will go outside, I'll meet them, I'll sit down and talk to the little girl, and so forth. My colleagues, listen to this carefully, was telling me, Palmer, have sex with a girl, using indecent language. They can't report you because it's the mother who will bring her to you. I said, no, it's not how it works. I said, I am an adult. I am the adult in this relationship. And I have to behave like the adult in this relationship. My people, I did not get to realize that the 14-year-old girl who came to me was sent by Ralph Gonsalves. Why? Because he wanted something over me. I also get to realize that this 13-year-old girl, her mother was a slave. And it was Ralph Gonsalves who set them up to try to ensnare me. So this is what happens when you get involved in homosexuality, bestiality, and abortion, and you become a slave. You will even sell your children, your young minor children, on the instructions of your master, and there is nothing that you can do about it, but you have to play along. This is where I'm coming to now. Yesterday I was at the park, and these people know my every move because they watch me. They have their people watching me, everything I do, everywhere I go. And a middle-aged Chinese man came to the park with his 3 children. A daughter who is about 13 years old, a son who is about 10, and a little girl who is about, 7 or so. They came in the vicinity where I was sitting. And first it started with the little girl racing against her brother. And I noticed the little girl was powerful. She was strong and she can run. So now I start paying attention to them. But I also noticed a Caucasian lady about 20 feet from where I was, trying to conceal herself. And she was giving the father, who was now a slave, instructions as to what to tell his daughter how to behave. Now, this little girl barely have breasts and barely have a shape of an adult. She's a child, about 13 years old. And the father was instructing the girl how to do movements that will kind of reveal her body and reveal her vagina area to me. And then the Most High God says, Alan, he's a slave, and he's trying to use the little girl to entice you. And then the Most High told me the role of the Caucasian lady that was above. She was their handler. So now, when I know that, my heart go out to the father, because you can tell this little Chinese girl, she was unblemished, she was naive, and now she is put in a situation where her father was instructing her to do something to entice a man who is probably 10 times her age, hoping that this little virgin girl can entice me, and I will be enticed by her, get involved sexually with her, and then I become a ward of the state of California. My people, these people will stop at nothing. But it is a good thing that I am faithful to the Most High God, and the Most High God have been faithful to me in revealing to me even the nasty, dirty plans of the Caucasians. My people, they just don't want to get me, they want to destroy me. But they will never get an opportunity to do so, because I am not foolish enough to go against the principles that my parents have embedded in me. I have promised myself since I went to Bermuda in 2004. Nothing that I have never done in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I am going to do outside of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I ask the Most High God every day to help me to remain faithful to Him. And that is what he is doing all in his power to ensure that I remain faithful and I do not fall in the snares that these wicked, demonic Caucasians are setting for me. They use black people, they use white people, they use everyone. But it's only by the grace of the Most High God that I have not fallen in their snares and become entangled in the web that they have set for me to secure my destruction. That is why I would hate the Caucasians, and I would hate the Caucasians forever, as the Most High God have declared. I don't want their friendship. Surely I don't want their friendship. They are evil, they are the epitome of evil, and they will do anything in their power to destroy you, especially if they can't enslave you. My name is Chief Stromblod. I am St. Vincent and the Grenadines' favorite and most hated son, the diaspora machismo.